John wants to know, with your design-based learning, do you think it gives you an advantage when working with other engineers in your internships and other work experiences?
I think that it absolutely helps so much. I've had 2 internships where I was with a bunch of other interns. We weren't necessarily working together on projects, but just having the design-based learning background or experience at JMU helped me really understand the real clients at stake, because a lot of our projects were making things for real clients and working with them, asking them questions, figuring out the right questions to ask, and changing course if the client changes course randomly, things like that. So and then even just working with other professionals, the whole thing has made me really strong with other people, even when I probably started off my college career not so confident or maybe a little more shy. And then after being through the engineering department, working with so many different students and so many different faculty members, I really built that confidence. And I think it showed in internships, and it probably will in my work experience as well.
Hi, John. I think absolutely it has helped in almost every professional experience that I've had so far. With the design-based learning and thinking, you learn how to ask the right types of questions and how to break down a really complicated thing into smaller subsections, which when you take those skills and apply them to pretty much any setting in your life, if it's talking to someone for hiring or just talking about your research or anything that you've been doing, it helps you to navigate where their questions are and kind of follow how they want to have a conversation go. And it really changes the way that you're able to talk about what you've been able to do so far and how you relate that knowledge back to other people. And I don't think without having design-based thinking built into the curriculum, I'd have those skills.
So I've been at JMU almost 7 years. And so a couple of years into my time here, I decided I'm going to go visit some of the places where our first alumni were working. Our first alumni graduated in 2012. So this was probably 2014 or 2015. And I worked my way up to this company up in Maryland, the multinational firm, and they had hired one of our graduates from our initial graduating class. And so I of course, met our alum, but I spent a good deal of time with his supervisor. And at one point I asked him, so what is it that you are seeing that's different about this JMU engineer that you have hired compared to engineers you hired from other schools? And with very, very little pause, he said, oh, that's easy. Your graduates are project ready upon hire. And I paused and thought about that a little bit. I of course, asked him to explain what he meant so that I was certain that I understood what he meant. And he was talking about, frankly, the ability to step into real work, all the nuance around getting real engineering work done. It's one thing to learn a lot of theory, and that's the way that traditionally a lot of engineers and on the programs that have been around for a long time have run, because they tend to be graduate based and they're very rich in research and theory. But engineering work is done based on the practice of engineering. And so, John, to your really good question, I think what comes about from design, which I see and industry sees as this universal engineering skill that's of so much need across pursuits, in addition to the design, is the fact that a lot of that is learned through projects. And if there's anything I can share with you, is it's not only what you might learn at a program you choose, but how you learn. And the projects that all 4 of our students have talked about is really where this nuanced understanding of how real engineering work is done. So that, yeah, it's obvious by the time they've gone through 4 years of that, they're definitely project ready, regardless of where they go to next.